all set? Do I have the floor first?
I'm going
or-
to take it and
Okay.
then I will hand it over to you. Sound good?
How about me first?
Yeah, I'm going to hand it over to you
Right.
first, Chris. Sorry. I'm going to start with a short devotion for us this morning. This is actually from the ELCA Schools and Learning Centers Devotion Guide from March 21st. It was written by Marge Robison. She's a retired lifelong Lutheran educator, former ELA board member, and the 2010 recipient of the Donald A. Vetter Educational Service Award. And it was written for just this past Sunday from Jeremiah 31 through 34. She writes, "As I sit on my patio, admiring and thanking the Lord for the tremendous old tree just a short distance from me, I realize how blessed I am. It is so impressive and truly reminds me of the saying, only God can make a tree. I know that I'm like that tree, for I too am old. Marge will be 85 in July.
Wow.
God has been making me and leading me all my life. God has been in my heart and mind. Jeremiah lets the children of Israel know that God will establish a new covenant with them. I will put my law within them, and I will write it on their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. I have lived a long time under the new covenant that Jeremiah speaks about. It is pure joy to share with God's little ones and many others about the Savior's love for them, and that God is truly in their hearts and minds. It gives them great hope for the years to come, to know that they are God's and God is theirs. You can rest assured that God has given you the love and hope to be with him forever. Sometime today, reflect on these questions. What opportunity has God given you to share God's love and hope this week? How has someone shared God's love and hope with you?" So with that, I formally welcome you to the Schools Connect call today. I will be your facilitator, and thank you to those of you who are joining us. And we are also joined by Chris Primiano and Morgan Mallory. Chris is the Executive Vice President of Food and Supply Source. Food and Supply Source is an ELEA strategic partner offering a 1% rebate to ELEA on all related sales from our member schools, and they are also our newsletter sponsor. So if you receive our newsletter, and I hope you do, you'll see that they have a ad at the bottom of the newsletter with contact information, and that is a clickable link. So if you want more information, you can always click on that at the bottom of each newsletter. And Morgan is the Senior Sales Executive with the Office Connection and Swift Office Solutions, a partner of Food and Supply Source. Thank you both for being here today. Chris, I'm going to turn things over to you for an introduction and a little bit more about the savings that our schools can take advantage of.
Hey, thanks, Corey. I appreciate the introduction, and love to be able to talk about Food and Supply Source and what we've been strategic partners for probably almost 2 years now. I'm guessing something in that neighborhood. Dave Miller is the dedicated national sales rep that's attached to the to ELEA, and Dave has talked to a lot of you, and I'd like to take a couple minutes before I pass it over to Morgan just to talk about what Food and Supply Source is and what we do. What we are is a group purchasing organization, very similar to a co-op, if you will. We're able to leverage the buying power of all our partners throughout the United States. We operate in 46 states. Right now, we have over 6,000 members that we help save money on food and supplies. And, you know, what does that look like? And, you know, typically you say food and supplies, you're thinking just kind of your table supply, you know, table food or whatever. We're able to leverage our buying power working with organizations like Cisco Foods or Performance Food Group to lower those costs by between 10 and 35% traditionally from your distributors. And we do that because of our buying power. Supplies range from janitorial supplies and office supplies through our partners like the Office Connection to educational supplies through constructive playthings. Or if you're putting a new playground in, come to us. We'll be able to lower those costs on playground installations. If you have a meals program that you're not cooking, but you're doing prepackaged meals, we have a vendor for that as well. So we're able to look at your usage that you have on a a traditional basis or a non-traditional basis, we're able to take that, evaluate what you do, and come back with an analysis that shows you perhaps savings. Sometimes not, but more often we're saving our partners money. And that's great. But that only gets you kind of halfway of what we do. We also assist on menu planning. And so many of you are doing reimbursements through National School Lunch or CACFP, and compliance is so important. We have a staff of registered dietitians who help you develop a menu, or if you don't have that ability to do so, we'll help you develop a compliant menu so you're maximizing your reimbursement potential. And you're thinking, and I would have asked the same question is, geez, how much is this going to cost us? All our services are free. Our services are free because we get a small commission directly from our partners like the Office Connection or our food distributors. So we're compensated in that way, and we provide that high level of service from our office staff, our registered dietitians, our customer service folk, who will be able to help you on product selection, on menu planning, on strategic thoughts of which direction you should go on whatever you're trying to do. And before I hand it over to Morgan, as we know, kind of the world changed last year, and it's just been every day is a new day, I guess, over the last year, and we've learned a lot of things, and nothing will be the same for a while. And one of the things that came out of this was the words PPE, which is now in everybody's dictionary and vocabulary. With PPE, we've learned, and folks like the Office Connection has really stepped up and helped educate us on this. And I'm sure Morgan's going to talk about everything from COVID testing kits to gloves to masks to social distancing items. We're able to help our partners, our customers, our members in not only obtaining them, but obtaining them at the right price and obtaining them in the right time frame. And we've been very, very proud and blessed that we were able to do that this year. So many people came to us and said, can you get this or can you get that? Because they couldn't find it in other places. And that's how we grew our business over the course of the last year. We're going to roll out in Washington State, for instance. This week, we're rolling out 3,000 new members and helping them with some items to get them back into ready for school. So we're very, very, very well versed in the whole getting ready for school, continuing school, and being able to stay open right now. That's kind of the essence of everything, is how do I continue to operate efficiently and effectively in the near future. And we're very, very grateful that we're able to help people do that and still save money, believe it or not. So I'd love to be able to field any questions that anybody may have. But if not, I'm going to turn this over to one of my colleagues and in our vendor community, Morgan Mallory from the Office Connection. They've been with us for probably almost 2.5 years now. And really in the last year, they really stepped up and provided some unique, non-traditional sourcing for very, very tough items to get and helped a lot of people throughout the United States. So with that, hi, Mark.
Thank you so much, Chris, for that wonderful, wonderful introduction. First and foremost, I just wanted to extend my thanks to you all for having us be a part of this meeting. I can truly say that I am a believer, and first and foremost, I'm always glad to be of service in anything that I do, in addition to my work being a senior sales executive with the Office Connection and Swift Office Solutions. And yes, we have had a wonderful strategic partnership with Food and Supply for maybe about 3 years now. And last year was a very trying time for everyone, for facilities, for employees, and also for the suppliers and vendors who provide product and service alike. like. And, we really had a really big learning curve last year as it pertains to trying to figure out how to keep the products that are most important to you in plentiful stock, sourcing other manufacturers and partnerships where we can get that stock in a timely fashion, and then also providing it at a price that's still something that's reasonable, even given the kind of the panic of the pandemic. So just to give you a little short history on the Office Connection and Swift Office Solutions, we are a national independent diversity supplier specializing in office and overall general facility product. We were headquartered in Farmington Hills, Michigan in 1982. We're very similar to that of a Staples, Office Depot, depending on what part of the country you're in, maybe Warehouse Direct or Quill, whatever general office supplier you find yourself using on a regular basis, we liken ourselves to them. We do offer free shipping, next day delivery, no minimum order fees. We don't extend any shipping charges to you. On our national e-commerce platform, when you order, you have until 6 p.m. set to your destination to complete your order for next day delivery. We kind of know that logistics can be a little funny right now, even given the fact that we're kind of getting into the post-pandemic environment. So we do say, 1 to 2 day, but under normal circumstances, we are our next day delivery. We stock some 100,000 SKUs that are readily available in 60 distribution centers that are spread out across the contiguous United States, also with the ability to ship to Hawaii and Alaska if need be. So yes, our footprint is national, and we are here for you for anything that you need. Please utilize me. What I kind of coin us in being is the 360-degree office solution for smarter purchasing practices. So not only will we guarantee to price match with those competitors that are out there, anything that you might find online while you're surfing through our website, if you are the type of person who kind of likes to position us against others, we will offer a price match guarantee to other qualified competitors. But for the most part, I go to bat and push my pencil in accordance with what your needs are on an annual basis, fit with your spend, to try to encourage smarter purchasing practices. That would include like maybe purchasing things in bulk or utilizing private label over a standard brand name or OEM. Making those types of selections or suggestions rather, looking into your overall spend and then providing that price break from there. So utilize me, please. Get on my nerves if you there really isn't a such thing. I'm kind of a rather patient person. So contact me and let me know what it is that I can do to be of service to you. And with that, I'm gonna share my screen just to talk about the wealth of categories that we touch and services and products that we can offer to you to make your life just a little bit easier here. Not sure if all of you can see my screen. If you can see it, please just give me a head nod. Okay, perfect. So yes, we are the Office Connection and Swift Office Solutions. If you ever see these two logos run into each other, don't get panicked. We are the same company. Swift Office Solutions happens to be the MBE and VBE. So if there are any of you out there, most nonprofits, this is important for you to utilize an MBE, a WBE, or a VBE just for governmental purposes or any other incentives that might come from it, then you would be coined actually a Swift Office Solutions customer. And that's technically where our partnership marries with Food and Supply Source. So I am a executive with Swift Office Solutions for ELEA, and also in partnership with Food and Supply Source. We talked a little bit about our reach nationally. This is just to give you an overview of all of the DCs that we have available. Any type of remote locations that we need to get to, it is a 2 to 4 day delivery schedule, but in most common markets, we can get to you in 1 to 2 days, business days. And just taking a look at all of the wealth of what we have to offer outside of just your general office and school supplies. So that's going to include your markers, your Post-its, your black washboards, any type of chalk or any school supplies that you might need, anything that would fall under a general office supply. We also do janitorial and sanitation. That actually is a very big category for us. Anything that you would deem a cleaner or a green cleaner to provide a safe and sanitized environment for your schools and also for your churches. It goes as far as the product and any type of allied product to go along with it. So that includes dispenser systems, chemical dilution systems. We actually have a wonderful partnership with Lysol that provides a chemical dilution system. So where you would go to the store and buy your ready to use Lysol, let's just say it's an all-purpose cleaner, we can provide free of charge a dilution control system that would go into your janitorial closet, hooked to a water source, and then it would fill up your mop bucket or any type of ready to use bottle containers that you would use to clean. So now what this does is you would buy the concentrate from us. Again, the system is completely free as long as you're buying the product from us, but you buy the concentrate, hooked to the water source. It is portioned in ratio to create your ready to use. And now you're talking about decreasing your price from dollars, what you would see in a retail store, now down to cents. I attend actually a pretty big church out here. It's called New Faith Baptist Church in Matson, Illinois. And they utilize this program, and they have really really capitalized on a very healthy bottom line as it pertains to the category of janitorial by having this system in place. So, and again, we have wonderful manufacturer partnerships like the ones with Lysol. Kimberly-Clark is another one in providing toilet paper and hard roll towel solutions, any type of soaps, sanitizers, your foam soaps, anything in that realm, then you can have a conversation with me. We can kind of get a little bit more in depth on what your annual spend is in that category, and we can talk about that. From janitorial, we also offer stock furniture. So anything that you would, purchase, just a general office chair, any type of desking. But in addition, we do carry it a little bit further, and we have an in-house office and kind of furniture interior design specialist. So if you're looking for repurposing your space towards social distance to be a little bit more social distance friendly, or if you're looking to, I don't know, maybe add sneeze guards to desks, you could talk to our in-house specialist. She will talk to you about what your budget is for that specific project, draw up a spec sheet for you, and then work within your budget to find other partner manufacturers that we work with to make your space stylish, functional, and at an affordable cost for what you're looking to do. Any type of custom printing, stamps, or signage. Now, I will say that this actually marries very well with the PPE because we've expanded this particular category to include your floor decals. So anything that says that you have to stay 6 feet apart, we are able to provide for you. We can just do a general floor decal, or if you want to add your school logo to it, then we can customize that and provide a logo. That would be on a quote basis. That wouldn't be something that you would be able to purchase just outright on the e-commerce site. However, that's what I'm here for. Contact me. Let me know exactly what it is that you're looking for. We can have a meeting about it or a conversation, and I'll go back, I'll draw up a quote, and we can go from there. Since I went ahead and introduced PPE with this specific category, I'd be repressed not to go ahead and talk a little bit about how we've expanded our offerings with PPE. Last year, like I said, was a very, very trying time for us, and we had a sense of urgency and overwhelming demand to get KN95 masks. I don't know if you guys remember that, but we went and we sourced where we could find KN95s at a very affordable price and get it in expeditiously to satisfy the overwhelming demand. And therefore, our category in PPE expanded. We now offer, and I'm just going to go to the next slide, face masks, gowns, nitrile and vinyl gloves. Nitrile gloves are starting to come back. Just to let you know about our stock, we're getting them back by the first week of April, and they should be in plentiful stock from there. Go ahead and contact me specifically for quotes on the nitrile gloves, just because we're now beginning to stock that back up. The pricing, it actually just depends on where you are in the United States, but I can provide based off of whatever your need is, or if you're looking to do a bulk buy, I can provide the nitrile gloves for you. Vinyl is available right away, but we also have infrared thermometers, hand sanitizers. Purell is starting to come back in plentiful stock, those brand names that you're very familiar with. But in addition to Purell, if it just happens to be something that's a little bit more volatile that goes back out of stock, we also have made wonderful private label relationships. And I promise you, the hand sanitizer does not smell like tequila or any other type of specific alcohol outside of what it actually should smell like. I know that's a pain point for a lot of people, which is why I brought it up. But yes, we do have hand sanitizers. It's their dispensers as well. And one other PPE item that I deem to be pretty important right now, as people are being vaccinated on certain we've kind of focused our thought process more towards facility reintegration. So as you're returning back to school, it might be important for you to consider antigen tests. And we actually offer the CareStart COVID-19 rapid. It's called a point of care test, meaning that you find out the results right there on the spot. You don't need to be in a medical facility, nor do you need a medical professional to administer the test. But this is an antigen test. It is a diagnostic test that will tell you whether or not you are COVID positive. Okay. And so the way that this works, and it is FDA approved under the EUA Act, which the EUA Act is just a designation to say that it's emergency use authorized. So you can use it at any medical facility, even though you do not have to hold that designation to administer the test. And it really is pretty straightforward. So it is a nasal laryngeal, meaning it's a nose swab. For any of you who've had COVID testing, before, you've probably done a PCR, which that's a deep nasal swab. That hurts, okay? That is probably picking your brain. This is not that, okay? So let me be clear, that's not that. This is a shallow swab with the tip. You're gonna break off the tip into a tube, and with a buffer solution that's in there, you'll leave it for 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that's it. You come back, pull the specimen with the buffer solution and put it onto a cassette. Apply it to this cassette right here. Now, from there, it reads very similarly to a pregnancy test. You're always going to have a solid red line right there. And then if it's blue, you're positive. If it doesn't have anything, then you're negative. At the end of the day, it will give your staff and teachers maybe a sense of calm in returning back to school as they're dealing with, children who've been in different environments or whatever the case may be. Just give them the sense of satisfaction that they are still COVID negative as you begin to do or administer testing for your teachers and or congregants. And again, you just let me know if you're interested in this product. I am open and available for any type of conversations that you want to have off chat for just the sake of time here. And I can get into a more customized conversation with you about how this application might be appropriate procedurally for your schools and your churches.
Morgan, will you talk just briefly about that? You had displayed for me a kind of a waiver like form that you have to fill out to be able to do those, which could be a little overwhelming to people. So will you just touch on that really quick?
Yes, absolutely. So in order to purchase this product, and you will need to be what's called CLIA waived. CLIA is just a designation that shows that you have this product on site and you are administering it as a diagnostic tool to show results for COVID. The state needs to know it. The actual application, and let me just see if I can pull the application here. You do not need to be a laboratory. I just want to make that clear in order to have this particular test on site. It will say that, you know, like CLIA, the L is actually laboratory. That it's not mean that you have to have Bunsen burners or test tubes or anything of the sorts. That's just registering with your state's Department of Health and Human Services that you have this product and you are administering it to the public. It is straightforward. And again, you can check off whatever your industry is. It does have church, it has industrial, it has regular office on there, just to let them know that you have that. And then once you submit that to your state's Department of Health and Human Services, then you will just come back to me with the CLIA number that they administer to you, and then we'll be able to sell you this product. It might be a couple of extra steps, but very much so worth it. You know, I've had success in selling this test just to the common layman's, and you know, they were really appreciative because it does save in operations costs, and it does help them just get a sense of satisfaction of what's happening, even within the cleanliness within their building and who's, you know, stepping into the building for health and safety. And also, I can send you that as well, Corey, just so you have that. If you don't have the application, do you have the application or not?
No, I just have the flyer on the
Okay.
tab.
So I'll make sure that after the call that I'll also send you this presentation and as well as that application for anyone who's interested.
Great, thank you.
And then moving forward, we also do branded, any type of uniforms that you need. Actually, yeah, I have a couple of accounts that are here in Chicago that purchase their uniforms on an annual basis from us. Uniforms, pens, cups, umbrellas, anything that you can think to add your logo to. We have a wonderful brandable items site. Now, where you would go to shop normally is shopsosnow.com. That's anything that's in our stock in the 60, you know, distribution centers throughout the United States that'll ship next day delivery. Where you would go in order to purchase anything that's promo or you know, do a special custom order is promo.smartofficedeals.com. You would look at the wealth of everything of products that we have available that's brandable, and then you get in touch with me again. Let me know what it is that what you're thinking. We can kind of put our heads together to create something cool, if that's what you would like to do, and then I can present a quote and get that product out to you. Typically, it takes about a week or two for standard in-stock items. If there's anything that's not quite in stock that we have to ship from another, you know, qualified source that's offshore, then we can, you know, talk about what that lead time is in time for whenever you need it. Shipping supplies, again, that's going to be like your packing and shipping materials, any type of shipping, popcorn boxes, any type of tape, specialized shipping materials. We're actually a competitor to Uline in that source. And then your safety materials. So any type of floor signage that says caution, your safety vest, safety hats, heavy duty gloves. Again, we have, you know, customers of a wide range, so that might fall more industrial, but a lot of people don't realize under our safety is also first aid kits. So you can actually shop for that on the standard shopsosnow.com site and find your first aid kits. And then other certain services that we offer, like ink and toner recycling, that is completely free to you all. What we do there is you would just take your toner or your ink from around your offices, maybe collect about 20 of them. You get in contact with our customer service. There's a form that's on our website, and I can show you that if we have a time allotment to do so. But you would fill out the form. We'd send you a shipping label, slap that right on there, arrange for UPS. We arrange for UPS to come and pick up the box, and then we will assign awards or rewards rather, points. I'm just gonna kind of go down to the rewards points. On your login, which you can get, certain kind of tchotchkes or snacks. Gift cards are available once you accumulate these points on the site. You can just have it shipped to you right from there. The idea of all of this here, the wealth of what we offer is kind of the power of one. You have, food and supply source that is providing a special pricing to you, rock bottom pricing that's already been negotiated for you compared to other vendors or suppliers that are out there that you might see just on their normal everyday retail site. But having one invoice, one order, one delivery, one trusted supplier, and one person that you work with that you can say, hey, Morgan, I'm looking for this specific type of product. Can you provide it for me? Can you get it for me? Absolutely. This helps to create a healthier bottom line. Again, we start to get in that conversation about what are smarter purchasing practices in accordance with what you're used to doing on an annual basis. So I'm not just interested on the one-off purchase, even though I'm gonna make sure that I try to provide the best pricing possible. I'm more interested in the health of your bottom line once you're done with your fiscal year. I'm able to generate any type of reports that you might need to show you, where your money was best spent throughout the year, and just kind of have a conversation on how we might be able to do better with next year's budget. Again, have a conversation with me about what vendors that you're using. If you have any invoices or usage reports from past vendors, you send that over to me and I'll show you a price comparison to what we were doing in 2020 and also 2019. I'll promise to beat that pricing, lock you in for one full year. I will not adjust that pricing, and then also show you other substitute products that are apples to apples comparison to the products that you were purchasing, and show you an additional savings there and lock you into that price and the pricing additionally, in addition to what food and supply, what we've already set up contractually for you. And just letting you know, as a part of that savings, there's also all of these wonderful private label brands that you can utilize, where you might go and want to purchase Boise paper. That's actually very expensive. The paper commodity right now is incredibly volatile. I would utilize, Universal. That's our private label brand that is actually made by Boise. And, you'll save 20%. Paper-wise, Alera is actually our private label for furniture, wonderful chairs and desking that comes from Alera, the stock furniture. And Innovera, I would really take advantage of, if it's important to you, ink and toner, refurbished ink and toner programs through Innovera. And again, this just kind of goes over the wealth of what we've talked about over the last 20 minutes. And I'll send you this presentation once we wrap up. Anything, if you have a green initiative, we actually adhere to that. And recycling programs, any type of branded masks that you need, we get into that as well. So just kind of doubling. This is something that's actually completely new that you might be interested in, but this is actually an individual sneeze guard for your students. Now you can actually have this installed in a desk, or you can give this to your students or have them purchase it however you prefer, so that they can carry it around or have it stored in the classroom with their name on it. But it just provides additional protection to encourage social distancing, especially when you're dealing with kind of the smaller kids that, they like to really get cozy with their friends, just to kind of encourage them to be safe in terms of social distance. It does come in a variety of different sizes, so it can be customized to whatever your needs are in conjunction with the age of your students. Lysol wipes are back in plentiful stock. Don't expect anything with the canisters, but we do have these wonderful flat packs that are back in stock that we can provide for you. Let me know what it is that you need there. And again, private label dispensers. If you're not finding Purell or anything Gojo, then we actually have a partnership with Eco Freaks, and they're called Clean Freak, and they have a wonderful product in the sanitizers and soaps, along with the dispensers that we offer up for completely free as long as you're purchasing the product from us. So how do I sign up? That's the big question here. So we have a link that you can use. And if you click on this link, I wonder if it's going to take me away from what it is that you guys are able to see. So I'll have to stop sharing my page really quickly so that you can see the other page. Yes, and if you click the link, it's going to take you to this page here. And what you're going to do is you're just going to fill out all of your information. This goes to our back end, to our customer service. I would say please allow 1 business day for us to set up your username and password, login to the website, because it's being entered manually on our back end. And also, once you get ready to fill out the company or organization name, please just make sure that you put in the prefix ELEA, so that we know that you are a part of this membership, and we can put you in our systems accordingly.
Morgan, if somebody is already, talked to Dave Miller, our rep, and maybe they're getting other products already, should they still fill out this form, or what's the right strategy to take on getting your products?
And in saying that they're already set up with Swift?
No.
Or they're just dealing with food and supply? Yes, well, they would still need to fill out this form in order for us to have them in our system. Obviously, food and supply, they are a GPO, and so there's a wealth of different suppliers that they have relationships with. So where they might be already a food and supply member, they might not be a Swift Office Solution customer. So just to make sure that they're in our system, even if for whatever reason we still have their information, still fill out this form just so that we have all of the appropriate information, including knowing that they come from ELEA.
Great, thank you.
Yes, no worries. And then also, I'm not sure if you guys can see the screen here. Chris, I logged in as you. Hopefully you won't be too upset at me.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Can you guys see the Swift Office Solutions site? Okay, perfect. So this is just showing you our e-commerce site. Is very similar to anything that you've used if you have had a computer and since 2000. At any point that you want to utilize, again, the recycling program, you just click on that little landing logo, and it will send you up to a page where you can get more information on document shredding, electronic recycling, which that's not a free service that we offer. It would depend on what it is that you're trying to recycle. We do anything from phones all the way up to your refrigerator. Please do not try to recycle your refrigerator. I'm just going to bring it back to my house. And so, but toner recycling, again, the ink and toner recycling we do for completely free. And if you click on that, all it does is send you right back to another form where you would fill out information, and then we would get your ink and toner off to us to recycle, and then also get you your points within the system. And I'm going to go back here. One of the more important things or features that I believe that we have on our site, well, at least what I think is very valuable, is if you, as we're talking about ink and toner, if you have a hard time buying your inks and toners, remembering what the ink and toner number is, you can go to this little header right here. And whatever your model number that is on your machine, you enter it in here and it'll pull up the wealth of inks and toners that coincide just with that one machine. You can also label, as I see that Chris has done here already, HP LaserJet 4050, right? So that's his machine. And if I were to click on that, Actually, it's going to take me here to all of the inks and toners that are available and in stock that go with his machine. You can see that he has actually a wealth of Innovera here that's readily available. So that's just one thing. You can also set up your own individual favorites list that's based on what it is that you like to purchase, whatever you purchase the most frequently, and put it into your favorites list so that you can find that item a little easier. If you want to see what pricing we have negotiated with Food and Supply, you can actually click on the contracts. Everybody has access to that to see the wealth of product that we have negotiated pricing for with Food and Supply. Again, anything additional that you need to work out that's customized, get in contact with me. I'll work with you to figure out additional price breaks for those products that you buy on a regular basis. Any type of order history that you need to get into, you can see your invoices from here. Oh, I think I got kicked out, Chris.
No.
That's okay. I can get back in very easily. There we go. So you can see all of your past invoices, anything that you've purchased. You can click into that to see what the order is. Items that were recently purchased, you can get to your rewards. You can save your orders if you'd like to. Choose account. Now, I think that this is going to be very important for those customers that or those members that would like to marry the school purchase also with the church. So if you have multiple purchasers, and let's just say that you might be the CFO over everything. If you want to be able to see into other departments or locations, you can click into onto their personal login to see what it is that they're ordering. You can also set a budget restriction. So if for every department or for every location, you don't want them to supersede, let's just say $300. And Sally wants to buy something for $330. Then what it will do is it will send an email to the hierarchy to say, hey, she's trying to purchase something for $330. You can either approve the purchase, you can decline it. But at the end of the day, what it does is create the conversation as to, why are we kind of going over budget on a consistent basis? Let's kind of talk about how we can curb our budget a little bit more on what we purchase, or maybe restrict purchasing to once a week instead of doing multiple purchases throughout. You can also set your budget for the next year if you'd like. You can put in here and whatever your budget is for March, April, May, so on and so forth, it will begin to populate your budget for the next fiscal year. At the end of the day, again, we are the 360-degree office solution for smarter purchasing practices. So we do want to encourage a healthy bottom line by the end of your fiscal year. And we do so by encouraging you not only to consolidate your vendors, but then also kind of keep tabs on these, on these type of conversations as you're dealing with purchasing for multiple facilities. You can pay your invoices online if you would like. If you require to be PO required, we can set you up as being that. You can store any type of purchase cards on the website as well. You can set recurring orders. If you purchase, paper every 2 weeks, then instead of having to come back to the website and you kind of waste your time doing that, you can just go ahead and set a recurring order for the same paper, the same amount, and it will show up on your doorstep next day delivery, free shipping. Overall, we purpose to be of service and provide a white glove service to you in any type of way that we can. I would say one of the big differences between Office Depot or a Staples is you don't really get the luxury of having someone like myself unless you're a very, very large entity. We deal with customers of all magnitudes and sizes. And so there is no question that would go unanswered. There isn't a circumstance that is too small. Let me know what it is that you need. I am more than happy to be of service. Again, I'm Morgan Mallory. All of my information is going to be at the end of the presentation that you saw, and I'll be sure, Corey, to send that over to you again with the application for the CLIA.
Great. Thank you so much, Morgan. That's been really helpful. I have to admit that, so you'll see Melanie Bickett is on our call, and she's our membership director for ELEA. And she and I are like writing back and forth. And finally, I'm like, why haven't we been using this just for the office stuff that we need? It's only taken me, 3 years to go, like, I guess we should probably see what their toner costs, and why are we going down the street driving to Staples to get our paper?
That's exactly what our job is, to
you know,
save you on that, save the gas.
Exactly. I'm not sure why it's taken us this long, but yeah, we're chatting back and forth going, and what about that? Oh, I bet they could get us that. So thank you so much. I think it's really helpful. And I love the information you shared about, really trying to combine orders.
Yes.
The other people in your congregation. I know some of our larger congregations, you've got the school purchasing materials, you've got, somebody who kind of oversees the kitchen and, any kind of food service purchasing. And then you have maybe somebody in an administrative role who's purchasing office supplies. And so to be able to combine that and say, let's just do this kind of once a month or quarterly or whatever, so that we can really make sure that we're saving a lot of money.
Absolutely. You maximize your buying power in doing that, truly.
Yeah.
And so any way that I can help in doing that, even if, we're going back to Chris and saying, well, I don't necessarily have the most perfect solution. Chris, do you have anybody in your arsenal? At the end of the day, they go to bat for you and trying to make sure that you have the best pricing. You're starting out rock bottom already. And then you get in contact with someone like myself, and I just further customize to what your usual procedures are. And especially while you're starting to kind of get back in this sense of normalcy. How can we do that in the most cost-effective way? And so that's really what I'm here for. And I'm just looking forward to the opportunity. And thank you again.
Yeah, thank you. And I wanted to point out one more thing for our members, and that's the the individualized service that you offer, so that a director could call and say, I need a solution to this. I need, something that divides my room better, or I need a better way to get hand sanitizer to the adults that the children can't access as easily, and that you will go and try to source those solutions for people. And that's a huge benefit over anything that they can get anywhere else.
Yeah, even something as just as simple as used costs. When we get into a janitorial conversation, we talk about using a dispensing system that's going to allow you 2 tugs. A lot of folks don't even realize that most of the paper that you use when you're drying your hands goes into the garbage. So if we're setting now the dispenser to, let's say, dispense 6 inches versus the standard 8 or 9 inches, now you're actually saving in your used costs. So that's kind of the type of conversations that I can have with directors of maintenance as well, just to make sure that every penny counts.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. Chris, did you want to add anything before we?
I don't know how to follow up on that. That's great. No, and then, you know what, and Morgan, really, this is what she brought to the table last year to our core group of members, and we were able to satisfy a lot of their needs through the Office Connection. And while the Office Connect, they're the experts on that. That's very similar. That conversation is very similar conversation that we have with the other categories of spend that we do, whether it's constructive playthings on the educational supplies or Cisco on the food. And that's the type of thing that we love to bring to the table and bring to the ELEA members, is that level of expertise. We're very good at being generalists within the organization of food and supply source, but we defer to the experts like Morgan, who can really take it to the next level and really be that consultant, help you find the right solutions for the right for your issues and problems. So, but thank you again. Thank you so much for spending, the hour with us, and truly we appreciate it.
Absolutely. Morgan, Tamla is asking for your contact information, and I'll put it in our resource list as well. But if you want to put it into the chat for those that are here,
Sure.
that would be wonderful.
I'll just go ahead and type that out, and I'll send over to you guys my email and also my telephone. Give me a call. Let me know how I can be of service.
Great, thank you so much. And I'll get all of these resources. A lot of the resources I've put in already because I had them, but I'll add the contract, Morgan, that you said you'll send over, and contact information and the recording as soon as it is ready.
Absolutely.
All right. I will just close us in a quick prayer. And if anybody else has anything, don't hesitate to put it in the chat while I'm closing us in prayer. That's fine. You'll have contact information if you want to reach out. And again, thank you, Morgan and Chris, for being here. I really appreciate it. And it's been quite insightful, even for me, who talks to you guys on a regular basis.
Thank you.
All right, I'll close us in prayer. Thank you, God, for allowing us the time to grow and learn today. We thank you for the opportunity to connect, develop, and inspire alongside our brothers and sisters in Christ. May you bless each person who took the time to gather here today, and let your hand of protection be on them throughout the rest of the week. Keep us alert with your presence in mind. Keep us alive to the needs of all humankind. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Take
Have
care.
a wonderful, wonderful week.
You as well. Take care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.